The DNA test came back 0% match on our daughter's birthday while my wife was upstairs with her yoga instructor. I had 30 seconds to decide everything. How far would you go to protect your child from the person who gave birth to her? I'm standing in my backyard on a Saturday afternoon in June. There are 15 5-year-olds running through the sprinkler, screaming, their voices high and sharp like birds. 8 parents sit in folding chairs around the patio, drinking lemonade from the pitcher Jessica made this morning, the pitcher with the little painted lemons on the side. She's good at things like that. Presentation, making things look perfect. The envelope in my hand weighs nothing. Certified mail. Security tape still intact across the seal. The lab logo is embossed in the corner, raised letters I can feel under my thumb. Inside is a 4-page report I already read 3 times last night in my car, parked 2 blocks away because I couldn't bring it into the house. Couldn't let her see my face when I opened it. Alleged father, Daniel Carter. Probability of paternity, 0.0%. Sophie runs past me, pink tutu bouncing, unicorn cake frosting smeared on her cheek. She has my eyes. Everyone says so. Brown, flecked with gold in the sunlight, but genetics don't lie. The gold in those eyes came from somewhere else. Daddy, did you see me? Did you see my cartwheel? I saw, baby. That was perfect. She beams and runs back to her friends. I watch her blonde hair, Jessica's hair, catch the light. 5 years old today. 5 years of midnight fevers and bedtime stories and teaching her to tie her shoes. 5 years of being her father. The paper in the envelope crinkles slightly when I shift my grip. No one else can hear it over the children's laughter, but to me it sounds like breaking glass. Jessica comes out of the house carrying the cake. 5 candles shaped like unicorns, already lit. She's wearing white, a sundress that makes her look innocent, maternal. She catches my eye and smiles. It's the smile I fell in love with 8 years ago. It's the smile she gave Marcus Webb 3 hours ago when she thought I'd left for the hardware store. I didn't go to the hardware store. I came home early and watched through the Ring doorbell footage, saved to the cloud, time-stamped crystal clear, as she let him in through the garage. Marcus Webb, 32, personal trainer at Lifetime Fitness. His hand on her waist, her laugh. The way she looked back before closing the door, checking the street. She starts singing Happy Birthday. Everyone joins in. I put the envelope in my back pocket and I sing too. My voice sounds normal. That's the strange part. I sound exactly like myself. If you've ever had to smile through the worst moment of your life, just leave I understand below. I'll know. Sophie closes her eyes to make her wish. I watch her face, serious, concentrating. What does a 5-year-old wish for? A pony? A trip to Disneyland? Does she wish for her parents to stay together? Does she know something's wrong? When she opens her eyes, she looks right at me. I wished for you to be happy, Daddy. My chest cracks, just splits right open. I'm happy, sweetheart. I promise. The parents clap. Jessica cuts the cake. Perfect slices arranged on paper plates with little unicorns printed on them. Everything matches. Everything is color coordinated. She's good at this. Playing house. I watch her hand. The wedding ring catches the light. White gold, single diamond, inscription inside that I paid extra for. Forever, Daniel. Forever. That's when my phone buzzes. A text from Marcus. She's still there? My thumb hovers over the screen. 3 dots appear. He's typing again. Can't wait to see you tonight. Tell him you're at book club again. I look up. Jessica is laughing with Mrs. Patterson from next door, showing her some recipe on her phone. She doesn't know I recovered the deleted messages, all 1,247 of them, dating back 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Sophie was 2.5 when it started. I slide the phone back into my pocket. Next to the envelope, the party continues around me. Someone asks if I want cake. I say, no thank you. My stomach is a fist. At 7 p.m., the last parents leave. Jessica starts cleaning up, humming something under her breath. Sophie is in the living room, playing with her new toys. I can hear her talking to herself, the ongoing narration children do, explaining the story she's creating with plastic ponies and a castle. Jessica carries a garbage bag past me. That went well, don't you think? Sophie had such a good time. It was perfect, I say. She smiles again. That smile. I'm going to take a quick shower, okay? I've got book club at 8. Book club. Sure, I say. Have fun. She goes upstairs. I hear the bathroom door close. The water starts running. I pull out my phone and text Marcus from Jessica's number. I cloned it 3 weeks ago, part of the evidence collection I've been building like a prosecutor preparing for trial. Can't make it tonight. Daniel's suspicious. 3 dots, then shit. Okay, tomorrow? Tomorrow. I delete the conversation from her phone remotely. It takes 4 seconds. Then I go upstairs. Past the bathroom where the shower is running, past the bedroom where Marcus's gym bag is hidden in the back of her closet. I found it last week, moved it, photographed it, put it back. Inside, a receipt from the Riverside Inn dated April 14th, our anniversary. I was home with Sophie making her favorite pasta. Jessica was at the Riverside Inn with Marcus. I don't go into the bedroom. I go into Sophie's room instead. Her walls are painted soft yellow. I painted them myself when Jessica was pregnant. We didn't know the gender yet, so I chose yellow. Safe, neutral, happy. On her dresser is a construction paper card she made for Father's Day last month. It's folded in half, glitter glue spelling out best data in the world. The glitter is still sticky. Inside, she drew 3 stick figures, her, me, and Jessica. But Jessica's figure is off to the side, separate. And there's another figure next to Jessica, taller than me, with big muscles sketched in crayon. I asked her who that was. She said, "That's Mommy's friend Marcus. He comes over for yoga." "Do you like Marcus?" She shrugged. "He's okay, but he's not you, Daddy." I pick up the card. The glitter sticks to my fingers. The crayon letters are thick where she pressed hard, wanting me to know she meant it. The D in data has a heart inside it. The shower turns off downstairs. Jessica will be out in 5 minutes. She'll put on makeup. She'll tell me she loves me before she leaves. She'll kiss Sophie goodnight. And then she'll go meet Marcus, and they'll laugh about how easy this is, how trusting I am, how stupid. I open the drawer of Sophie's dresser. Inside, wrapped in one of her old baby blankets, is the folder, 4 inches thick. Security footage, bank statements, text message screenshots recovered from cloud backups, credit card bills showing charges to hotels, restaurants, a couple's spa package in Napa I never took her to. The calendar I found in her nightstand with conception dates circled, dates when I was away on business, when Marcus was very much in town. And the first DNA test, the one I took 3 weeks ago using a home kit, just to be sure, and the second test, the official one, the one that came today, the one that confirms Sophie is not my biological daughter. At the bottom of the folder are papers I picked up from my lawyer's office yesterday. 48 pages, professionally bound, legal weight paper that cracks when you open it for the first time. Petition for dissolution of marriage, custody agreement. Section 7, paternity clause and material misrepresentation. I close the drawer, put the Father's Day card back on the dresser. I go downstairs. Jessica is in the kitchen, makeup on, perfume applied. She's wearing jeans and a nice top, book club attire. "You look nice," I say. "Thanks, babe." She kisses my cheek. The perfume is the one she wore on our wedding day. She doesn't wear it for me anymore. Just for him. She grabs her keys. "I'll be home by 11, okay? There's leftover pasta in the fridge if you get hungry." "Jessica." She turns. "Yeah?" "We need to talk when you get home." Something flickers in her eyes. "Is everything okay?" "No," I say. "But it will be." She stares at me for 3 seconds, then she forces a smile. "Okay, we'll talk when I get back." The door closes behind her. I watch through the window as she gets in her car, the car I make payments on, and drives away. She doesn't go toward the bookstore where her book club allegedly meets. She turns left toward the highway, toward Marcus's apartment complex on Riverside Drive. I pull out my phone and check the tracker I installed on her car last month. The little blue dot moves steadily east. Sophie comes into the kitchen. "Where's Mommy going?" "She has plans tonight, baby." "Oh." She climbs onto the stool next to me. "Daddy?" "Yeah?" "Are you and Mommy fighting?" I look at her, 5 years old, and already she knows. Children always know. "Why do you ask that?" "Because you look sad, and Mommy's been gone a lot, and when she's here, she looks at her phone more than she looks at us." My voice catches. I clear my throat. "I'm not sad when I'm with you." "Promise?" "Promise." She hugs me, her small arms around my neck. She smells like birthday cake and sunscreen and childhood. "I love you, Daddy." "I love you too, Sophie, more than anything in this entire world." She pulls back. "Even more than Mommy?" The question hangs in the air between us. "Different kind of love, baby. You're my daughter. That's forever." She nods, satisfied with this answer. "Can we watch a movie?" "Absolutely." We go to the living room. I put on Moana, her favorite. She curls up next to me on the couch, her head on my shoulder. On screen, Moana is trying to find her way home. Sophie mouths the words to the songs. She's seen this movie 47 times. I counted. My phone buzzes. The tracker shows Jessica's car parked at Marcus's building. I think about the envelope in my pocket. The DNA results 0.0%. I think about the lawyer's papers upstairs, hidden in Sophie's room, because Jessica never goes in there after bedtime. She hasn't read Sophie a bedtime story in 4 months. It's always me, always. I think about the evidence, the timeline, the affair that started when Sophie was 2, when I was working 60-hour weeks to afford this house, this life, this perfect suburban dream that turns out to be built on lies. And I think about Sophie right here, right now, breathing softly against my side, trusting me completely to keep her safe, to keep her world stable, to be the one person who doesn't leave. We don't leave. That's what Jessica and I promised each other on our wedding day, in sickness and health. For better or worse, we don't leave. But she left a long time ago. She just forgot to tell me. On screen, Moana finds her grandmother's spirit in the ocean. Sophie's eyes are heavy. She's falling asleep the way she does every night, fighting it, wanting to stay up, but her body betraying her, pulling her under. "Daddy?" she mumbles. "Yeah, baby?" "You're the best daddy in the whole world." I close my eyes. The envelope in my pocket feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. "Thank you, sweetheart." "Even if," she yawns, "even if you're sad sometimes, you're still the best." "What makes you think I'm sad?" But she doesn't answer. She's asleep. I sit there with her for another hour. Moana ends. The credits roll. I don't move. I just hold my daughter, the daughter who has my eyes but not my DNA, who chose me for Father's Day and birthday wishes and bedtime comfort, and I watch her chest rise and fall. At 11:15, Jessica's car pulls into the driveway. I carry Sophie upstairs, tuck her into bed, kiss her forehead. She doesn't wake up. I close her door softly. Then I go downstairs to where my wife is taking off her shoes in the entryway, smiling like she just came from book club, like nothing is wrong, like she hasn't been lying for years. "How was your night?" she asks. I pull the envelope from my pocket, set it on the dining room table. The security tape is still intact. She stares at it. "What's that?" "Open it." "Daniel." "Open it." Her hands shake as she picks it up. She breaks the seal, pulls out the report. I watch her face as she reads. Watch the color drain. Watch her lips move silently over the words. Probability of paternity 0.0%. She looks up at me. This is a mistake. It's certified, lab tested, legally binding. You tested Sophie? Behind my back. Behind your back. The laugh that comes out of me is sharp. Behind my back. That's funny, Jessica. That's really funny. She sets the paper down. Her hand goes to her throat. I can explain. Can you explain Marcus? Can you explain the Riverside Inn on our anniversary? Can you explain 2.5 years of deleted text messages that I recovered from the cloud? I pull out my phone, start reading. April 3rd. I can't wait to feel you inside me again. June 12th. Daniel's working late. Come over after 9. September 28th. That was Sophie's 3rd birthday party, remember? You left early because you had a migraine? Meet me at your place. I'll tell him I'm going to the pharmacy. Her face goes white, then red, then white again. You've been spying on me. I've been collecting evidence. There's a difference. Evidence? What are you, a detective? This is marriage, Daniel, not a courtroom. I reach under the table, pull out the folder I placed there this morning, 48 pages, professionally bound. I set it in front of her. What is this? Read page 7. She opens it, flips pages, gets to 7. Her hands start shaking harder. Petition for dissolution of marriage with sole physical custody to petitioner due to material misrepresentation of paternity and willful fraud in the inducement of marital contract. She looks up. You're divorcing me? I'm taking Sophie. You can't. Page 7, the paternity clause. Sophie isn't mine biologically. You committed paternity fraud. That's grounds for custody. She throws the ring. It happens so fast I barely track it. 1 second her hand is on the table. The next, the wedding ring, white gold, single diamond, forever Daniel inscribed inside, is flying through the air. It hits the hardwood floor with a sharp crack, not a clink, a crack, like something breaking. It rolls under the table. Neither of us moves to pick it up. You're being dramatic, she says. I reach into the folder, pull out a second set of papers. These are different, thinner, single stapled. I slide them across the table. What? Custody agreement. Primary physical custody to me. Supervised visitation for you. Read page 7, the paternity clause. She stares at the papers, then at me. And for the first time in 2.5 years, I see her actually see me. Not as the husband, not as the provider, not as the convenient father raising another man's child. She sees me as a threat. You wouldn't, she whispers. I already did. Those are filed. My lawyer has copies. Marcus has been served notice too. We need his DNA for the court. You're welcome to contest, but I have 2 years of evidence, bank records showing you spent marital funds on the affair, and Sophie's teacher testimony that you haven't attended a parent conference in 18 months. This is insane. What's insane is letting you keep pretending. What's insane is watching you kiss our daughter goodnight before you go, fuck the man who's actually her father. She flinches. Don't talk like that. Like what? Honest? You don't like honesty, Jessica? That's ironic. I never meant... Her voice breaks. I never meant for this to happen. Which part? The affair? The pregnancy? The 5 years of lying? Be specific. She's crying now. Real tears. I used to feel something when she cried. Used to want to fix it, comfort her, make it better. Now I just feel tired. Are you going to tell Sophie? She asks. Sophie deserves a father who shows up. I'm her mother. Biology doesn't make you her mother. Showing up makes you her mother. And you stopped showing up a long time ago. She reaches for the papers again, flips through them. Her face cycles through emotions, anger, fear, disbelief, calculation. You've been planning this, she says slowly. For weeks, maybe months. All those times you said you were fine, that everything was okay. You were collecting evidence against me. Yes. That's cruel, Daniel. That's cold. I lean forward, look her directly in the eyes. You know what's cold, Jessica? Letting me raise another man's child for 5 years while you fuck him behind my back. You know what's cruel? Watching Sophie draw pictures of mommy's friend Marcus and wondering when she'll figure out that Marcus is more than a friend. That's cruel. I'm just being honest. She stands up. The chair scrapes loud against the floor. I'm her mother. You can't take her from me. I'm not taking her. I'm protecting her from instability, from a mother who chooses her affair partner over her daughter, from a woman who throws her wedding ring at her husband on their child's birthday. She looks down. The ring is still there, under the table, facing up. The diamond catches the light, forever. I loved you, she whispers. Past tense. Good. We're in agreement. She looks up again. Her face is different now, harder. You're going to regret this. I regret marrying you. This is me fixing my mistake. She grabs her purse. We're not done. Yes, we are. The door slams behind her. I hear her car start, drive away. The house falls silent. I stand there alone in my dining room. The DNA envelope is on the table, the custody papers, the wedding ring under the table, still sparkling. I don't pick it up. Instead, I go upstairs to Sophie's room. I open the door quietly. She's still asleep, curled on her side, holding the stuffed rabbit I gave her when she was born, when I still thought she was mine, when I still thought blood mattered more than 5 years of showing up. I sit on the edge of her bed, watch her breathe. Biology gave her brown eyes. I gave her bedtime stories, midnight fevers, and the knowledge someone would always catch her. The DNA test says she's not mine. My heart says she's the only thing that ever was. 3 days later, I'm served with papers at work. Emergency motion for temporary custody modification, filed by Jessica's attorney, Thomas Brennan. The name alone tells me everything I need to know. Brennan is famous in family court, not for winning, for scorching earth, for making proceedings so ugly, so expensive, so emotionally devastating that people settle just to make it stop. I read the motion in my car during lunch break. My hands don't shake anymore. That's new. The allegations are creative. I'll give them that. According to Jessica, I'm controlling and obsessive. I have exhibited concerning behavior, including surveillance of the respondent. I have prioritized a vindictive legal strategy over the child's emotional well-being. And my personal favorite, petitioner's fixation on biological paternity demonstrates an inability to provide unconditional love, creating an unsafe environment for the minor child. The motion requests immediate supervised visitation. For me, she's trying to take Sophie before the truth comes out, before a judge sees the evidence, before anyone realizes that I'm not the problem. I'm the only thing keeping Sophie stable. I call Rebecca Mitchell, my attorney. She answers on the second ring. I saw it, she says before I can speak. I'm already drafting the response. How bad is it? It's theater, Brennan's playbook. Make you look crazy for documenting her affair, frame her as the scared victim. Judges see through it, but it slows everything down. That's what they want. Time to hide assets, coach witnesses, create reasonable doubt. How long? Emergency hearing is in 5 days. Bring everything. And Daniel? Her voice softens. Prepare for this to get uglier. Brennan doesn't play fair. Neither do I. Good. You'll need that. I hang up. Sit in my car in the parking lot of the engineering firm where I've worked for 12 years. Through the window, I can see my coworkers eating lunch, laughing, living normal lives where wives don't commit paternity fraud and lawyers don't file emergency motions and everything isn't falling apart. My phone buzzes. A text from Sophie's school. Mr. Carter, this is Ms. Price. Would you be available for a brief call today regarding Sophie? I dial immediately. Mr. Carter, thank you for calling back. Eleanor Price has been teaching kindergarten for 12 years. She has a voice that makes children feel safe, calm, steady, warm. I wanted to touch base about some behaviors I've noticed with Sophie over the past few weeks. My chest tightens. What kind of behaviors? Nothing alarming developmentally, but she's been asking some questions that concern me. Last week she asked if mommies can stop being mommies. Yesterday she asked if it was her job to make grown-ups happy. I closed my eyes. What did you tell her? I told her that grown-ups are responsible for their own happiness, that her job is just to be a kid. But Mr. Carter, Daniel, she's carrying something. I can see it, and I wanted you to know. Have you seen Jessica at any parent conferences this year? Silence. Then, no, not since September. You've attended all of them. And the reading log, the one we're supposed to sign every night? You've signed it every night. Jessica has signed it 4 times this semester. I opened my eyes. Ms. Price, I need to ask you something. If I needed a written statement of attendance at school events, parent involvement, that kind of thing, would you be willing to provide that? Another pause. Longer this time. Is Sophie okay? She asks. I'm making sure she will be. Then yes, I'll provide whatever you need. After I hang up, I sit in the car for another 10 minutes. I don't cry. I just breathe, in and out, the way I've been teaching Sophie to breathe when she's scared. That night, Sophie and I make dinner together. Spaghetti, her favorite. She stands on a stool next to me, stirring the sauce, telling me about her day. A boy named Trevor pushed her on the playground. She told the teacher. Trevor had to sit in timeout. Did you tell Mommy about Trevor? I ask. She shakes her head. Mommy's busy. What do you mean? She shrugs. She's always on her phone, or going to yoga or book club. She's busy. I keep stirring. Do you miss spending time with Mommy? Another shrug. I guess, but I like spending time with you more. Why's that? She looks up at me. Her eyes, my eyes, except they're not, are serious. Because you actually listen, Daddy. Mommy listens, but she's not really there, you know? I know. After dinner, I give her a bath, read her 3 stories, our routine, tuck her in. She's almost asleep when she says it. Daddy, are you and Mommy going to get a divorce? My hand freezes on her blanket. Why do you ask that? Emma at school's parents got divorced. She said first they fought a lot, then her daddy moved out. Are you going to move out? No, baby, I'm not going anywhere. Promise? Promise. She reaches up, hugs me tight. Good, because I don't want a new daddy, just you. I hold her until she falls asleep. Then I go downstairs to the folder on my desk. Add Ms. Price's statement to the growing stack of evidence. Behind it, bank statements showing Jessica drained $47,000 from our joint savings account last year. The money went to an investment opportunity she never told me about. I tracked it to Marcus's gym. He was opening a second location. She funded it. My wife spent our daughter's college fund on her affair partner's business. The emergency hearing is in a week. I have 5 days to prepare. Teachers see everything. Drop a if a teacher ever saw what your family tried to hide. The hearing room is smaller than I expected. Beige walls, fluorescent lights, a table for us, a table for them, and Judge Patricia Moreno sitting elevated at the front, reading through preliminary motions with the expression of someone who has seen this exact scenario 1,000 times. Jessica sits across from me with Thomas Brennan. She's wearing a conservative blue dress, minimal makeup, hair pulled back. She looks like a concerned mother, not the woman who threw her wedding ring at me 6 days ago. Brennan is exactly what I expected. Expensive suit, silver hair, smile like a shark. He stands when the judge enters. We all stand. Please be seated, Judge Moreno says. This is an emergency motion for temporary custody modification. Mr. Brennan, you have 15 minutes. Brennan stands again. Your Honor, my client fears for her daughter's safety. Mr. Carter has exhibited obsessive, controlling behavior. He has surveilled my client without consent, collected private information, and filed for divorce and custody within days of each other, a clear attempt to ambush and control the narrative. He slides a stack of papers toward the judge. My client's phone records show Mr. Carter tracked her location using unauthorized software. Her personal messages were accessed without permission. And most disturbing, Your Honor, Mr. Carter subjected the minor child to genetic testing without the mother's knowledge or consent. This demonstrates an inability to co-parent and a prioritization of revenge over the child's well-being. The judge looks at me. Mr. Carter, you're represented by Rebecca Mitchell. Rebecca stands. Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Mitchell, response? Rebecca doesn't stand. She just opens her own folder. Your Honor, Mr. Carter discovered evidence of an extramarital affair that began 2.5 years ago and resulted in questions about paternity. The DNA test was conducted to establish biological parentage, which is relevant to custody determination under state law regarding material misrepresentation in marriage. She slides her own stack forward. What Mr. Brennan calls surveillance is evidence collection for legal proceedings. What he calls obsessive is documentation. And what he fails to mention is that Ms. Carter has attended 0 parent-teacher conferences this year, has signed her daughter's reading log 4 times in 6 months, and has spent marital assets on an affair partner's business venture without her husband's knowledge. The judge picks up Rebecca's documents, starts reading. The room is silent except for the sound of pages turning. Finally, Judge Moreno looks up. Ms. Carter, is it true you haven't attended parent-teacher conferences? Jessica's lawyer starts to speak, but the judge raises a hand. Ms. Carter, I'm asking you directly. Jessica clears her throat. I've been working, Your Honor, my schedule. Yes or no? Have you attended your daughter's parent-teacher conferences this school year? Silence. 3 seconds. The court reporter's fingers hover over the keys. No, Your Honor. The judge makes a note. Mr. Carter, you've attended all of them? Yes, Your Honor, all 7. I have the sign-in sheets if you need them. And the affair? Jessica's face goes red. Brennan leans over, whispers something. She nods. Your Honor, Brennan interjects. My client's personal life is not relevant to her fitness as a mother. It is if marital assets were used to fund it, Judge Moreno says. She's still reading. Says here $47,000 was transferred from a joint account to a business owned by, she looks up, Marcus Webb, the alleged affair partner? Your Honor, that was an investment in your boyfriend's gym. The word boyfriend hangs in the air like a slap. Jessica's lawyer tries again. Your Honor, we're not here to litigate the marriage. We're here because Ms. Carter believes her daughter is being used as a pawn in Mr. Carter's vendetta. Vendetta? Rebecca's voice is sharp. Mr. Carter has been the primary caregiver for 5 years. He's attended every medical appointment, all 15. Ms. Carter attended 2. He's coached soccer, arranged playdates, done bedtime routine every single night while Ms. Carter attended book club. She makes air quotes. This isn't vendetta. This is a father protecting his daughter from instability. From the only mother she's ever known. From a mother who's been absent for 2 years while conducting an affair. The judge raises both hands. Enough. I'm not making any permanent decisions today. This is temporary custody pending full hearing. She looks at Jessica. Ms. Carter, I'm denying your emergency motion. Current custody arrangement stands. No supervised visitation for Mr. Carter. Jessica's face crumples. Brennan puts a hand on her arm. Judge Moreno continues. However, I'm ordering a full custody evaluation. Psychologists will interview both parents, observe interactions with the child, review evidence. We'll reconvene in 6 weeks for final hearing. Until then, Mr. Carter maintains primary physical custody established by current living arrangements. She closes the folder. And Ms. Carter, start showing up. Your daughter needs you to actually be present. The gavel comes down. We stand. Jessica won't look at me. Brennan whispers something urgent in her ear. She nods. They leave through the side door. Rebecca turns to me. That went better than expected. She hesitated. What? When the judge asked if she went to conferences, she hesitated for 3 seconds, like she had to decide if she cared enough to lie. Rebecca's face softens. She's scared, Daniel. Brennan will push her to fight harder now. Expect depositions. Expect them to dig into everything. Your job, your relationships, your mental health. They'll try to find something. There's nothing to find. Good, because in 6 weeks, we go to war. 2 weeks later, I'm sitting across from Thomas Brennan in a deposition room that smells like stale coffee in desperation. Jessica is there too, pale and tight-lipped. The court reporter sits at her machine, fingers ready. Brennan smiles at me. Mr. Carter, let's start simple. How long have you been married to Jessica? 8 years. And you love her? I did. Past tense. When did you stop loving your wife? I look at him. When I found out she'd been fucking her personal trainer for 2.5 years while I raised his daughter. The reporter's fingers fly. Jessica flinches. Brennan doesn't react. So this is about revenge? No, this is about custody. You want to take Sophie away from her mother. I want to protect Sophie from instability. Instability? Interesting word choice. He slides a paper toward me. This is a timeline you created documenting my client's movements over a 6-month period. Dates, times, locations. You tracked her, Mr. Carter. You stalked her. I collected evidence of adultery relevant to custody determination. You violated her privacy. She violated her marriage vows. Your Honor. Brennan looks at the court reporter. Strike that, non-responsive. He leans forward. Mr. Carter, the DNA test shows you're not Sophie's biological father. Why should you receive custody of a child who isn't yours? The question sits there, heavy. Rebecca starts to object, but I raise a hand. Because biology doesn't determine parenthood, showing up determines parenthood. I've shown up every day for 5 years. I've changed diapers and wiped tears and taught her to read and held her when she had nightmares. I've been her father, not Marcus, me. Marcus Webb, Sophie's biological father. A sperm donor isn't a father. He wants parental rights. The room tilts slightly. Excuse me. Brennan slides another paper across. Marcus Webb has filed a petition for paternity establishment and custody rights. He claims he's been an active presence in Sophie's life for 18 months and wishes to formalize his parental relationship. I read the document. The words blur together. Filed 3 days ago. Marcus Webb, petitioner, seeking joint custody, seeking parenting time, seeking rights to a daughter he created in an affair while I was at work supporting my family. He knew, I say slowly. He knew she was his for 18 months. 18 months of Saturday morning cartoons at my house. 18 months of waving at her in my driveway. 18 months of watching me be her father while he fucked her mother in hotel rooms I paid for. Mr. Carter, he wants rights. He wants parenting time. He had 2.5 years, to be honest. He chose to hide. That's not a father. That's a coward. Brennan makes a note. So you admit you're angry. I admit I'm honest. Honest enough to tell Sophie the truth? That you're not her real father? The question is a knife, designed to cut. I look at Jessica. She's crying silently. Real tears this time. I am her real father, I say quietly. Real fathers show up. Real fathers sacrifice. Real fathers don't abandon their daughters to play house with married women. If Marcus wants to be a father, he can start by being a man first. The deposition continues for another 2 hours. They ask about my childhood, my job, my mental health, my anger management, my intentions, my motives. Brennan tries to paint me as controlling, obsessive, vindictive, but he can't change the facts. The facts are in the folder Rebecca keeps adding to. Medical records showing my name on every appointment. School records showing my signature on every permission slip. Bank records showing Jessica's betrayal. Text messages showing the affair timeline. And Sophie's teacher testimony, now officially submitted. Mr. Carter is the engaged parent. Miss Carter has been absent. When it's over, Brennan stands, shakes my hand. His grip is firm, professional. "You're going to lose," he says quietly. "No," I reply. "I already won. Sophie has a father who stays. That's more than Jessica can say." That night, Marcus calls me. I recognize the number from the phone records. I almost don't answer, but curiosity wins. "Daniel," he says. His voice is deeper than I expected. "We need to talk." "I don't think we do." "I want to explain." "Explain what? That you fucked my wife? That you hid my daughter's paternity? That you're now trying to take her from me?" "I think I understand perfectly. She's my daughter too. You created her. I raised her. There's a difference." Silence. Then, "I love Jessica. I love Sophie. I'm done hiding. I want to be her real dad." The phrase echoes in my head. Real dad. Real dad. Real dad. "You want to be her real dad?" I repeat. "Then answer one question. What's her favorite color?" "What?" "Sophie's favorite color. What is it?" I don't... "It's purple, not pink. She thinks pink is too obvious." "What's her favorite food?" "Daniel, spaghetti. Not just any spaghetti. The kind with the sauce from the jar with the vegetables she can't see. What's her biggest fear?" "This isn't the dark. Specifically, she's scared there's a monster under her bed named Gary. I have to check for Gary every night before she'll sleep. You know any of this?" Silence. "You don't, because you've been too busy playing boyfriend to bother being a father. You want rights? Earn them. Start by actually knowing who she is." "I'm filing for paternity." "File. The court will order a test. It'll come back 99.97% match. Congratulations, you're biologically her father, but that doesn't make you her dad. That's earned, and you've earned nothing." I hang up. My hands are shaking now, not from anger, from something else, something deeper. Fear. Because Marcus is right about one thing. He is her biological father. And courts sometimes value biology. Sometimes blood matters more than bedtime stories. Comment page 7 if you think some betrayals can't be forgiven. The custody evaluation happens over 2 weeks. A psychologist named Dr. Nina Patel comes to the house, watches me interact with Sophie, asks questions, takes notes. She's kind but clinical, observing everything, recording everything, building her report that will determine my daughter's future. During her visit, Sophie shows her the Father's Day card, the one with glitter glue and backwards letters and the heart inside the D. "You made this for Daddy?" Dr. Patel asks. "Yeah, because he's the best." "What makes him the best?" Sophie thinks about it. "He makes pancakes, and he doesn't get mad when I spill stuff, and he reads me stories even when he's tired, and he always comes when I call him." "Does Mommy do those things?" Sophie shrugs. "Sometimes, but Daddy does them every time." Dr. Patel writes something down. Later, she asks me about the DNA test, about Marcus, about the affair, about my anger. "I'm not angry at Sophie," I tell her. "I'm angry at the lies. But Sophie? She's the only honest thing in this entire situation. She didn't ask to be conceived in an affair. She didn't ask for any of this. She just wants to be loved. And I love her. Biology doesn't change that." "If you get custody, will you allow Marcus contact with Sophie?" The question stops me. "I don't know," I finally say. "That depends on Marcus. If he wants to be a father, he needs to act like one. That means stability, consistency, not just showing up when it's convenient. Sophie deserves better than part-time parents. Dr. Patel makes more notes. 3 days later, her report comes. Rebecca calls me. It's good, she says, really good. She recommends primary physical custody to you. She cites your demonstrated pattern of engaged parenting and Jessica's emotional absence and prioritization of adult relationships over child welfare. She's not recommending supervised visits for Jessica, but she is recommending mandatory co-parenting classes before unsupervised overnight stays. And Marcus? No standing. She says introducing a biological father who's been absent from the child's life would be traumatic and destabilizing. If he wants a relationship, it needs to be gradual and contingent on Sophie's readiness. I sit down. The relief is physical, a weight lifting off my chest. So we're winning. We're ahead, but the final hearing is in 2 weeks. Brennan will have one more chance to attack. Prepare for him to go nuclear. One week before the hearing, Sophie's kindergarten teacher sends me something, an email with a scanned attachment. Mr. Carter, Sophie created this in class today during free writing time. I thought you should see it. I open the attachment. It's a letter, written on wide-ruled paper in Sophie's large, uneven handwriting. Some letters are backwards, some words are misspelled, but the message is clear. Dear Juge, my name is Sophie. I am 5. My dada is the best dada in the world. He tucks me in every night. He makes pancakes on Sunday. He helps me when I'm scared. He says his GRL forever. My mama is busy a lot. She has yoga and book club. She's nice, but she looks at her phone. I want to live with my dada. He makes me feel safe. Love, Sophie. Attached to the letter is a crayon drawing, me and Sophie holding hands. Giant hearts everywhere. And in the corner, much smaller and separate, a stick figure that might be Jessica. I read it 3 times. Then I call Rebecca. We need to submit this, I say. Daniel, I don't know if using Sophie's words is... She wrote to the judge, on her own. Her teacher sent it to me. This isn't coaching, this is Sophie's voice. Silence. Okay, Rebecca finally says, I'll submit it as evidence of the child's expressed preference. But Daniel? Yeah. Prepare for the judge to read this aloud in court. Prepare for Jessica to hear what her daughter really thinks. Good, I say. She should hear it. That night, I frame the letter, hang it in my office, not as a weapon, as a reminder. A reminder that this isn't about winning or losing. It's about a 5-year-old girl who just wants to feel safe, and I'm the only one who's been making her feel that way. The courtroom is full. I didn't expect that. Custody hearings are usually private, just the parties, the lawyers, the judge, but this one has drawn an audience. Jessica's mother sitting in the back row, glaring at me. Marcus Webb 2 rows behind her, wearing a suit that doesn't fit right. Mrs. Patterson from next door. Sophie's teacher, Ms. Price, who took a personal day to be here. And Rebecca, next to me, her files organized in perfect stacks on the table. She's wearing her closing argument suit, navy blue, pressed sharp, all business. Judge Moreno enters. We stand. Please be seated. This is the final hearing for Carter versus Carter, dissolution of marriage with contested custody. Mr. Brennan, you may present your closing arguments. Thomas Brennan stands. He's still smiling, that shark smile that says he's got something up his sleeve. Your Honor, this case is fundamentally about a man who cannot accept that his marriage ended. Mr. Carter has framed this as a custody dispute, but what it really is, what the evidence clearly shows, is obsession. An obsession with documentation, with control, with punishing my client for the failure of their marriage. He walks to the evidence table, picks up the folder, the 4-inch thick folder I've been building for months. This is not the work of a concerned parent. This is the work of someone fixated on revenge. Mr. Carter tracked my client's location. He accessed her private communications. He conducted genetic testing on a minor child without consent. He's created spreadsheets, timelines, photographic evidence of his wife's movements. This isn't parenting, Your Honor. This is surveillance. He sets the folder down hard. The sound echoes. And now he wants to take a 5-year-old girl away from her mother because that mother made mistakes in her marriage. He wants to punish Ms. Carter by removing the most important person in her life. That's not about Sophie's best interest. That's about Daniel Carter's need to win. Brennan sits down. Jessica is crying softly. She's good at that. Crying on cue. I used to think it was genuine. Judge Moreno looks at Rebecca. Ms. Mitchell? Rebecca doesn't stand immediately. She just sits there looking at Brennan's back. Then she picks up a single piece of paper. Your Honor, Mr. Brennan is right about one thing. This case is about obsession, but not Mr. Carter's obsession with winning. Sophie's obsession with feeling safe. She stands now, walks to the evidence table. Mr. Brennan calls this surveillance. I call it documentation. Because when you're a father watching your wife disappear into an affair, when you're the only parent showing up to doctor's appointments and teacher conferences and bedtime routines, you document. Not for revenge, for protection. She picks up a different stack, medical records. These show Mr. Carter attended 100% of Sophie's medical appointments over 5 years. Ms. Carter attended 13%. These school records show Mr. Carter signed every single permission slip, attended every event, volunteered for every field trip. Ms. Carter, 4 signatures in 6 months. She sets them down, picks up bank statements. These show Ms. Carter spent $47,000 of marital funds, money meant for Sophie's college, on her affair partner's business venture, without discussion, without consent, without regard for her daughter's future. Rebecca walks back to our table, but she doesn't sit. Mr. Brennan says Mr. Carter is punishing Ms. Carter, but the evidence shows something different. It shows a father who's been parenting alone for years while his wife was emotionally absent. It shows a man who discovered his daughter wasn't biologically his and decided to fight for her anyway. That's not revenge, Your Honor. That's love. She sits down. The courtroom is silent. Judge Moreno looks at both of us. I have reviewed all submitted evidence. Before I rule, I want to address something. She picks up a paper from her desk. This is a letter written by Sophie Carter, age 5, submitted by her kindergarten teacher. Jessica's face goes pale. I'm going to read it aloud. No. I didn't think she'd actually, but she's already reading. Dear Judge, Judge Moreno's voice softens slightly. J-U-J, Judge. Dear Judge, my name is Sophie. I am 5. My dada is the best dada in the world. He tucks me in every night. He makes pancakes on Sunday. He helps me when I'm scared. He says his GRL forever. Jessica is sobbing now, full body sobs. Brennan has his hand on her shoulder, but he looks uncomfortable, like he knows this is bad. My mama is busy a lot. She has yoga and book club. She's nice, but she looks at her phone. Judge Moreno pauses, looks up at Jessica, then continues. I want to live with my dada. He makes me feel safe. Love, Sophie. The silence after is deafening. Judge Moreno sets the letter down carefully, like it's precious, breakable. Miss Carter, your daughter wrote this in school, unprompted. Her teacher confirms no adult coached her. This is Sophie's voice. And what she's saying is that she feels safe with her father. Not her mother, her father. Jessica tries to speak. Your Honor, I love Sophie. I don't doubt that you love her, Miss Carter, but love is a verb. You have to conjugate it. You have to show up and do the work. And the evidence shows you stopped doing that work 2 years ago. The judge picks up the custody evaluation report. Dr. Patel's evaluation recommends primary physical custody to Mr. Carter. She cites his demonstrated pattern of engaged, responsive parenting and your emotional unavailability and prioritization of adult relationships. She notes that Sophie expresses clear preference for her father and shows anxiety about your absence. Judge Moreno looks at me now. Mr. Carter, the paternity issue is unusual. Sophie is not your biological child. Under normal circumstances, that would impact custody determination. But this isn't a normal circumstance. You've been Sophie's father since birth. You've never wavered in that commitment, even after discovering the biological truth. That demonstrates exactly the kind of unconditional love children need. She closes the file. I'm granting primary physical custody to Daniel Carter. 80% parenting time. Ms. Carter will have supervised visitation 1 weekend per month until she completes court-mandated co-parenting classes. After successful completion, we'll revisit unsupervised visitation. Jessica's mother gasps in the back row. Jessica herself is shaking. Additionally, I'm ordering Ms. Carter to pay child support in the amount of $800 per month to offset the cost of care. The marital assets will be divided equitably, with reimbursement to Mr. Carter for the $47,000 used without his knowledge. Judge Moreno looks at Marcus now. He straightens in his seat. As for Marcus Webb's petition for paternity and custody rights, I'm denying it. Mr. Webb had ample opportunity to establish a relationship with Sophie honestly and transparently. He chose to conduct an affair instead. Introducing him as a biological father at this stage would be traumatic and destabilizing for the child. If Mr. Webb wishes to pursue a relationship with Sophie in the future, he may petition the court when Sophie is older and can express her own preferences, but not now. Marcus's face goes red. He stands like he's going to say something, but his lawyer pulls him back down. Judge Moreno picks up Sophie's letter again, holds it. This child needs stability. She needs consistency. She needs... The judge pauses, looks at me. She needs her father, not her biological father, just her father. And Mr. Carter, you've been that for 5 years. The law recognizes what Sophie already knows. You're her dad. The gavel comes down. Custody is awarded to petitioner. This hearing is adjourned. The room erupts. Jessica is crying so hard she can't stand. Brennan is trying to calm her down, talking about appeals, about modifications. Jessica's mother is yelling something at me, but I can't hear her over the sound of my own heartbeat. Rebecca touches my arm. We won. I can't speak. I just nod. Ms. Price approaches the table. Mr. Carter, I'm so glad Sophie will have the stability she needs. Thank you for being here, for testifying. Sophie's a special little girl. She deserves this. I watch Jessica being led out of the courtroom by her mother and Brennan. She looks back once, our eyes meet. For a second I see the woman I married, the woman I loved, the woman who promised forever. Then she turns away and she's gone. 2 weeks later, I'm in the garage with a small box. Inside, Jessica's wedding ring, the one she threw at me on Sophie's birthday, the one that sat under our dining room table for 3 days before I finally picked it up. The one I submitted as Exhibit G, symbolic evidence of vows broken. The court returned it after the hearing. I've been carrying it around, not sure what to do with it. Sophie is at school. The house is quiet. I hold the ring up to the light. The diamond still sparkles. The inscription inside still reads, Forever, Daniel. Forever lasted 8 years, 5 good ones and 3 lies. I put the ring back in the box. Tomorrow I'll take it to a jeweler, sell it, use the money for Sophie's college fund, the one Jessica depleted, turn something that represented lies into something that represents her future. My phone buzzes, a text from Rebecca. Paperwork came through. Want to grab coffee to celebrate? I smile. Rebecca and I have been grabbing coffee a lot lately. At first it was about the case. Then it was about how Sophie was adjusting. Now it's just coffee. Conversation. Easy. Sure, 3 p.m.? It's a date. A date. The word doesn't scare me like it would have a month ago. I'm putting the box away when I hear a car in the driveway. Too early for Sophie's bus. I look out the window. Jessica. She gets out slowly. She looks smaller than she did in court. Tired. She's holding something, a wrapped present. I meet her at the door before she can knock. Daniel. Her voice is rough. I know I'm not supposed to be here without notice. I wanted to drop this off for Sophie. For her birthday last month, She stops, takes a breath. I never gave it to her. I take the present. It's light, probably a toy. Thank you. How is she? She's good, adjusting. We're in therapy just to help her process the changes. Jessica's voice breaks. Does she ask about me? The honest answer would hurt her, so I choose the kind one. Sometimes I tell her you love her, that grown-ups sometimes make mistakes, but that doesn't change how much you love her. Tears run down Jessica's face. I do love her. I know I messed everything up. I know I failed her, failed you, but I do love her. I know. Can I see her just for a minute? I know it's not my scheduled time, but no. The word comes out harder than I intended, but I don't take it back. The supervised visits are for a reason, Jessica. Sophie needs consistency. She needs to know what to expect. If I let you see her now, outside the schedule, I'm teaching her that boundaries don't matter, and they do matter. Jessica nods, wipes her eyes. You're right, I miss her. Then show up, do the co-parenting classes, follow the schedule, prove you can be consistent. That's what she needs. I'm trying. Try harder. She looks at me, really looks at me. You're a good father, Daniel. Better than I ever gave you credit for. I know. She almost smiles. Then she turns and walks back to her car. I watch her drive away. Inside, I unwrap the present. It's a book, a children's book about a mother and daughter. I read the first page. Some love is quiet like a whisper. Some love is loud like thunder. But the best love is the kind that never leaves. I close the book, put it on Sophie's shelf. She might want it someday, or she might not. Either way, it's hers to decide. At 3 o'clock, I'm at the coffee shop with Rebecca. She's telling me about a new case, another custody dispute, another family falling apart. But she's smiling. She loves this work, loves fighting for kids. You're good at this, I tell her. At coffee? At caring. She blushes slightly. Thanks, so are you. I start again. I never thought I'd be here. Single dad, divorced, fighting for custody of a kid who's not even mine biologically. This wasn't the plan. Plans change. Yeah, they do. She reaches across the table, touches my hand. Can I tell you something? Sure. Sophie's lucky. A lot of men would have walked away when they found out about the paternity. They would have felt betrayed and used the kid as collateral damage. You didn't do that. You fought for her. That makes you extraordinary. I'm not. You are. And I'm glad I got to be part of your story. We sit there, hands touching, drinking mediocre coffee, and for the first time in months, I feel something other than anger or fear or exhaustion. I feel hopeful. That afternoon, I pick up Sophie from school. She runs to the car, backpack bouncing, hair flying. Daddy, guess what? What, baby? We're doing a family tree project. We have to draw our family and write about them. She climbs into her car seat. I buckle her in. That sounds fun. Can we work on it tonight? Absolutely. At home, she spreads her supplies on the dining room table. Construction paper, crayons, markers, glitter glue. Of course, glitter glue. Okay, so here's you. She draws a stick figure, gives it brown hair and a big smile. And here's me. Another stick figure, smaller, holding the first figure's hand. What about Mommy? Sophie pauses. Her crayon hovers over the paper. Can I put mommy on the side, like she's part of the family but not in the middle? My chest tightens. Yeah, baby. You can draw it however feels right to you. She draws Jessica off to the side, smaller, not holding hands with anyone. Then she picks up a different crayon. And this is Miss Rebecca. She's not family yet, but she's like family. She's nice and she makes you smile. She draws another figure, gives it long hair and a dress, positions it near me and her. Is that okay? Can I put Miss Rebecca in? Yeah, sweetheart, that's okay. She works for another 20 minutes adding details, hearts and flowers and a house and a tree. When she's done, she holds it up proudly. Family, she announces. I look at the picture. Me in the center, Sophie holding my hand, Rebecca nearby, Jessica separated but present. It's honest. It's her truth. It's perfect. You really think so? I know so. She hugs me. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, baby girl. Forever? The word catches in my throat. Forever. The word inscribed on a ring that meant nothing. The word that became a lie. But looking at Sophie, my daughter, by choice, if not by blood, the word means something different now. Forever, I tell her, not because we're stuck together, because I choose you. Every single day, I choose you. I choose you too, Daddy. She goes back to her coloring. I watch her work, tongue sticking out in concentration, adding more glitter because there's never enough glitter. My phone buzzes. A notification from the court. I open it. The adoption petition has been approved. Pending final signatures and waiting period, I can legally adopt Sophie. Make it official. Make it permanent. Not her father, because biology says so. Her father, because the law recognizes what we already know. That family is about showing up, about choosing each other, about staying when it's hard. We don't leave. Not the people who matter, not the people who choose us back. One month later, I'm standing in a courtroom again, but this time it's different. This time Sophie is with me, wearing her favorite purple dress, holding my hand. Judge Moreno smiles at us. Sophie, do you understand why you're here today? Sophie nods seriously. Daddy is adopting me. That's right. Do you want him to adopt you? Yes. Why? Sophie thinks about it. Because he's already my daddy. This just makes it official. The judge's smile grows. That's exactly right. Mr. Carter, by the authority vested in me by the state, I hereby grant your petition for adoption. Sophie Marie Carter is now legally your daughter. She signs the papers, stamps them, hands me a copy. Congratulations to both of you. Sophie hugs me. We did it, Daddy. We did it, baby. Rebecca is there watching from the gallery. She's crying, happy tears. After the hearing, Sophie asks the question I've been waiting for. Daddy, am I still not your real daughter? Like with blood and stuff? I kneel down, look her in the eyes. Let me tell you something, Sophie. There's an old saying, blood is thicker than water. People use it to mean family is the most important thing. But that's not the full saying. The full saying is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Do you know what that means? She shakes her head. It means the promises we make, the covenant, matters more than how we're born. You weren't born from me, but I promise to be your father every single day, to show up, to take care of you, to love you. That promise, that's stronger than blood. She thinks about this. So we're family because we choose each other? Exactly. I like that better anyway. Me too, baby. Me too. That evening, we celebrate. Rebecca joins us for pizza. Sophie shows her the adoption certificate, official, embossed, permanent. Look, I'm Sophie Marie Carter officially now. You always were, Rebecca says. This just makes everyone else realize it too. After dinner, Sophie asks if she can give me something. She runs upstairs, comes back with a small wrapped box. What's this? Open it. Inside is a bracelet, cheap metal with letter beads spelling out Best Daddy. I made it at school, with my allowance. Do you like it? I put it on. It barely fits my wrist. The metal is already turning my skin slightly green. I love it. I'm never taking it off. Promise? Promise. She hugs me again, then she yawns. It's bedtime. I carry her upstairs. She's getting too big for this, but I do it anyway. Tuck her in, read her 3 stories, our routine. Before I turn off the light, she asks, Daddy, will you ever leave me? I show her the adoption papers, framed now on her dresser, next to her Father's Day card, next to the letter she wrote to the judge. See this? This means you're mine forever. By choice. Not by accident, not by blood, by choice. And I choose you every single day. What if you get married again? Will you still choose me? Always. Anyone I choose to marry has to choose you too. That's the deal. We're a package. She smiles. I like Miss Rebecca. I know you do. Do you like her? Yeah, I do. Good. She makes you happy. And you deserve to be happy, Daddy. Out of the mouths of babes. So do you, sweetheart. Now go to sleep. Okay. Love you. Love you too. I close her door softly, go downstairs where Rebecca is washing dishes. You didn't have to do that, I tell her. I wanted to. This is... She stops, smiles. This is nice, being here with you and Sophie. It is nice. We stand there in my kitchen, my life, my home that used to belong to Jessica and me, but now belongs to Sophie and me, and maybe someday to someone else who chooses us. Rebecca, yeah. Thank you for everything, for fighting for us, for being here. I'm glad I could help. It's more than help. I stop. Start again. You remind me what it looks like when someone shows up, not because they have to, because they want to. She steps closer. I want to, Daniel. I really do. We kiss, soft, tentative, like testing if this is real. It is. Later that night, I'm in my office. On the wall, Sophie's letter to the judge, framed. Next to it, her Father's Day card. Next to that, the adoption certificate. On my desk, a new family photo. Me, Sophie, and Rebecca at the park last weekend. Sophie's between us, laughing, holding both our hands. It's not the family I planned. It's not the forever I promised 8 years ago at a wedding where I meant every word. But it's real. It's honest. It's built on showing up. My phone buzzes, a text from Sophie's school about the family tree project. They're displaying them in the hallway. I think about Sophie's drawing, me in the center, Sophie holding my hand, Rebecca nearby, Jessica on the side, present but separate. The truth rendered in crayon and glitter glue. I think about the wedding ring I sold last week, the money already deposited in Sophie's college fund, forever transformed into education, lies turned into future. And I think about Marcus, who wanted to be a father but didn't know her favorite color. About Jessica, who loved Sophie but forgot to show up. About all the ways people fail each other while claiming it's love. But love is a verb. You have to conjugate it. You have to show up and do the work. And I will. Every single day. Because we don't leave. Not when it matters. Not when love is a choice you make every single morning. Sophie is mine. Not because of blood, because of bedtime stories and pancakes and promises kept. She's mine by choice, and choice is stronger than blood. If a child ever saved you with their honesty, share your story of chosen family below. Who showed up when biology didn't?